Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gregory. Today we're going to be ranking the top 3 brawlers in Brawl Stars for each game mode. That includes Showdown, Heist, Smash and Grab, and Bounty. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give my opinion and I'm going to say why I think they're the best and why I think they're either the best, the second best, or the third best. So that's going to be the video for today. I hope you guys enjoy it and let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to kick off this video with the top 3 brawlers for Showdown. So, number 3 is El Primo. Now the reason I said Primo was third is because he used to be, well, let me give you guys a little backstory here. So he used to be actually the best brawler in the game. He was really strong. Everyone would use him. And then Shelly started coming along, and El Primo just kind of, he kind of fell to the dust, and he's just not that good anymore. He still holds the charts for Showdown. He's still used, just not nearly as much as he used to. Now the reason I put him as number 3 is because he's got that high damage, really good for taking out those energy boxes, and he also has that good health, which is good for escaping situations and also winning one-on-ones, except when it comes to range, then he has a little bit of trouble. So I think the second best brawler is Shelly. Now, Shelly is on the rise right now, just in the game in general, not just in Showdown. She's very versatile. She has range, she has health, she can do a lot of damage up close, as you guys know, she does more damage as she's closer to the enemy. And also she has a decent amount of health. Her super's pretty good with that knockback. I personally think Shelly needs to be nerfed because she's a little strong. But that's my opinion about Shelly. And putting the first place brawler for Showdown, I said Bull, because Bull, see, here's the thing about him. He does the highest damage up close. It's just crazy. I want to say it's around 500, and that's just super good for taking out the crates, the energy crates. And one of the keys to winning Showdown is to get as much energy as you can, which, it can intimidate people, and it also, of course, makes you stronger. So I like Bull because of that damage. His super, I like to use it sometimes, not really, just because of the poison. Sometimes if you try to run away with Bull, you end up, running into the poison, and that's not good. No one wants that. And then his health is also really good. As you guys know, he has just 100 less than Primo, and health is also really, really good in Showdown because it can, it's the difference between a one-on-one. So that's going to be my top 3 for Showdown. Moving on to the next one, we have Smash and Grab. Alright, so I say the third best in Smash and Grab is Jessie. Now, as you guys can see in red, it does say Spike or Bo could be substitutes. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, let me go over Jessie. So I think Jessie is not a very strong brawler in the game right now. I still think she's good, but I think she definitely needs to be a better brawler in general. She just kind of struggles to be, used by other players, but it's Smash and Grab where she kind of shines. So now this turret, I know the turret is very controversial. It could be really good, it could be really bad, but in Smash and Grab is one of those situations where the turret shines. Now, see, obviously you guys know there's a gem mine, right? The gem mine is not going to move. So what you can do is you can throw your turret either somewhere around the gem mine, so you can keep, people out. So when you're trying to take control of the gem mine, you can use the turret to help you out. Or you could put the turret in the grass around the gem mine, so it's not, it doesn't appear to the enemies. You can only see the bullets, which kind of intimidates them because they're like, oh, well, there's a turret right there and I have to go destroy that. And then once they go to take out the turret, the whole other team is waiting for them just to, take them out. So that's my opinion on Jessie. I think the turret could be very dangerous in Smash and Grab. Now Spike, which is one of the substitutes, I don't really have that much to say. All I have to say about him is his crowd control is just outstanding. As you guys know, his regular attack splits into, I believe, 5 spikes, and that's just super good for crowd control. And if you get a direct hit, he does just insane damage. And then Bo, I think Bo is great, just because I don't think Bo is the best character. I think he's a great character, but I don't think he's really that good. It's just his special that makes him unique. It's because of those landmines are really good. If you put them somewhere around the gem mine like you do with Jessie's turret, you can have the opponents walk over those landmines, and they would definitely get hurt, take some damage from that, because they're just trying to get the gems. But if there's invisible landmines, that's not going to be an easy task. So moving on to the second best brawler, I said Bull. Now, showing up again with Bull. The reason I said this is because in Smash and Grab, Bull, I'm going to be honest here, he's not the best, but what really makes him unique is his health and his ability. Now, his health, obviously you guys know, he's a tank, so he has, I believe it's 1,200, and, this really allows him to, you can put the gems onto him and kind of rely on him to stay alive. I mean, obviously if he's by himself and he's being, 1v2 or 1v3, he's going to die, but he's very reliable when it comes to holding gems. Now, what makes it even more annoying to get Bull is his special. Now, I use it a lot, like so much. Like the most times I use his special is in Smash and Grab. Now, it's because he can just run out of the situation. If he has like 10 or 20 or 30 health, and you just need to get out of there, and you have like, I don't know, 8 to 10 gems, and you just need to get out of there because you know you're gonna die, then you could just charge out of there with Bull. Most of the time, you're gonna just get back to your base successfully. It's every once in a while where the team catches you mid-charge and you end up dying. But he's a very reliable character in Smash and Grab with that special. So, moving on to the number 1, I said Mortis. Now, the reason I said Mortis, you guys probably already knew this was coming, but it's because of his sheer speed. Now, as you guys know, just regarding his attack, he is one of the fastest characters in the game. Like, maybe tied with Crow. They both have really fast movement speed. However, to make it even more just like crazy, Mortis' attack, he actually goes even faster. So not only does he have an attack speed, his attack that makes him fast, but he has a fast movement speed. Those two together make him almost impossible to kill. So if he has those gems, your team has the countdown, Mortis has a little bit of health left, and you're just trying to get out of there like I was saying with Bull. Mortis can just dash out of the situation, and he's just really annoying, especially when you're trying to, take those last second gems for your team, but you're trying to kill Mortis. So that's what I have to say about the first place. So moving on to the next one, Bounty. Alright, so coming in third with Bounty, I said Shelly. Now, as you guys know, as I was saying in the showdown, Shelly is a very all-around, she's pretty much, she's good at everything. She's not great, but she's good at everything. She's a very solid character. She's got good health, she's got a good attack, she's got a good super. I just really like Shelly. I think she's an all-around great character. That's why I put her third in Bounty. And Bounty is pretty much a free-for-all. Well, not a free-for-all, but like, it's just there's no other attributes in the game. You just want to try to kill people. Obviously it's a team versus team, but like, Shelly's just really good because she's got good health, good attack. She's pretty much really good at everything. So that's why I put Shelly as third. Now second, I put Ricochet just because in Bounty I know Ricochet's kind of a squishy character. I find him really good in Bounty just because I don't get killed with him much. I think it's just because his range. I'm always, I'm staying away from them. I'm always being careful with Ricochet. I'm always in the back and I'm sniping, getting kills. Now with Ricochet, it's just so easy to get kills because of his high damage, his high range. He's almost impossible to escape, especially because his bullets can bounce off of walls. The only way to really avoid him is to just get behind a wall that's flat so you can't make it so his bullets bounce. But he's a really good character. Just all I could say about Ricochet is make sure you don't get too close because that's his weakness. He's really good from a range. So that's my opinion for second. Now coming in the first place spot, I couldn't really give you guys the card, like the stats. I don't know, they just didn't have it. I think because Piper's a newer character. But as you guys can see here, it is Piper. Now I know this is probably not questionable at all. As you guys might know, Piper is like one of the best characters in the game. She's just super strong with that high damage. Her special is just insane. It has really good synergy with her regular attack because as you guys know, Piper is not very good when it comes to close range because her attack, it doesn't do as much damage as it would. And also she's kind of squishy. So, with her special, she drops mines and she runs away. So she's just a super good character for getting kills. And in Bounty, that's the main objective. So that was my opinion for first. Now moving on to the next game mode, we have Heist. Now, moving on to the first character, so we have Colt in third place. So the reason I said Colt, now I know a lot of people are probably questionable about this one, but the reason I love Colt is because of his high damage and his range. Now there's also another attribute, but I'll talk to you guys about that in a second here. But his high damage is important in Heist because the safe, you're trying to take that down, and you want, well, this is off if you're on, I'm just going to talk about offense real quick, and I'll go to defense. But the safe, if you're trying to get rid of that, you want to put as much damage as you can. as possible, you know, as much damage as possible. And then on defense, you're trying to keep them away, so you're trying to do as much damage to them. So damage is super important in Heist, and it's his range as well, because on offense, range is important, because if you don't have that much range, then you have to get right, like neck to neck with the safe, face to face, or else you're not gonna, yeah, it rhymes, safe, face. Anyways, like you want to get right next to the safe if you have no range, obviously, because then you can hit it. But with Colt, you have range, so you don't have to be right in front of the safe, because, you know, it's much harder to get right in front of the safe and do damage. So that's why range is critical. And also when you're on defense, you know, you can shoot the other team from a range instead of getting involved, you know, with a one-on-one combat. So that's why I think Colt's pretty good. Now the final thing I love about Colt is his special can go through walls. Now I must say he does pair really well with Ricochet, because Ricochet cannot break walls, and he is devastating on offense in Heist when Colt is involved, because Colt can bust open the walls for him. And since Colt's special goes in a straight line, Ricochet can also use that to his advantage, because Ricochet can shoot straight through the spot that Colt blew open for him, and he can do damage to that safe. So that's what I have to say about Colt. Now moving on to the second place, I said Barley. Now the reason I love Barley so much, I mean in general, I'm not a huge fan of him. I mean, I think he's okay, but in Heist is where he shines. So the thing about Barley is he is a tosser, I call it, where he can toss over walls. Now that's really the only thing about him that makes him super, super good, disregarding his special, is because, you know, in Heist, it's just like if you don't get rid of the walls, you can't get rid of the safe unless you have like some special attribute like El Primo's jump or whatever. But anyway, like this guy can toss over the walls, so you don't have to worry about, you know, all that wall in the way. You can just toss straight over it. So that's why I think Barley's good. And then regarding his super, probably one of the best supers in the game, just because of the super high damage. You can just toss it straight on the safe. You can get easy damage off the safe. I don't know how much percent, but it's definitely quite a bit. So that's what I have to say about Barley. My only complaint about him is he doesn't do the most damage compared to the first place, which you guys have probably already know, Dynamite. Now Dynamite is probably one of the worst brawlers in the game, but in Heist, this is actually controversial. Some people will disagree with me here, I'm calling it, but I think Dynamite is probably the first place in Heist just because of his high damage. He's a tosser, and even though his super is pretty bad, yes, it can break walls, which is the main reason I put him at first. He can break walls with his super. He does really good damage with the Dynamite, and he also has a pretty quick reload time. So I think a Dynamite is really good in Heist just because of those attributes. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Give your opinions down below in the comment section. I'd like to see how you guys can relate, if you guys disagree, agree with any of my selections. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.